Welcome to biology class 11. I think all you are quite well in this critical situation. I think you are at home and you are doing study from there. I'd like to thank to everybody, those who opted for this science, biology, especially the biology you have opted. So um, here we have to know the syllabus, the course structure at first. Look at here, this is biology, this is code S044, and this is the new syllabus for you, 2021 theory. Theory contains 70 marks, and the time for the exam, that 70 marks is 3 hours, and 30 marks is practical. Now look at here, it includes that 5 units: the diversity, the living organism, structural organization in plant and animals, cell structure and function, plant physiology and human physiology. So syllabus is a big syllabus, but here you can see that the here marks also, you can see the weightage which is divided. Here from the period you can understand that the length of the chapters. Obviously the physiology part, plant and physiology, human physiology is the most of the part. Now we will start with the diversity of the living organism. We can see its syllabus here. So biodiversity, first we will choose the need, the classification and the concept of it. All these things that today we discuss. Now in your NCERT book, you just open that diversity in the living world. Diversity, from the name we can understand, diverse means different type. We know that in the world there are different types of plants and animals are there, which looks different. Their all other characteristics are different. There are so many plants, so many animals, microorganisms, everything is there in that. This refers biodiversity. I mean biological diversity. I mean different type of organism is found in that. So our surroundings is full of different kind of plants. You can see that the fawn, the kind of flower, angiosperm, gymnosperms, all these plants, and the several different type of animal. This is the fish, this is the mammals. So many different type of animal, plants are there. Now we have to understand, we have to study the living organism. We have to understand what are the specific characteristics that they are having. It is not a very easy task that to know so many animals, so many plants, so many microorganisms. Let's see that how we are doing and where these animals are living, where the habitat. The region of earth where the living organisms are found is known as biosphere. So biosphere, where the living organism we can get. Living organism, any kind of living organism, the microorganism, can be animal, can be plant. Now look at here. So it can be high mountain. This is the top part. Top part, you know that 8.8 kilometer, but we have taken this up to 7 kilometer. That organism can survive. There is some organism which can survive over there. And here in the terrestrial form, the maximum here also, the organism, and the below here you know that up to 11 kilometer is there the depth of the ocean, but up to 6 kilometer that organism can survive. So total 13 kilometer that area south. in Earth's surface, that organism can survive, and the place we can say that it is biosphere. So in this biosphere, that what type of organism can survive, how many kind of organism can survive, this is a big question. According to your book, it is 1.7 million. It means that 17 lakh, 17 to 18 lakh. If we make it one gross calculation, that how many types of plants, animals are there, bacteria are there, and all other organisms are there, then it will be like that. So organisms 17 lakh approximately. So plant and animal here 13.5 lakh, and the bacteria and other 3.5 lakh. We are talking about species, not that the number of the organism. All right, it means that human being it is present in 7.2 billion, 720 crore, but we will count as one here. Now here the plant here 3 lakh, whereas animal 10.5, and here higher and lower you can see that the in animal, look at here, a vertebrate animal is much lesser than the invertebrate. Invertebrate is 10 lakh invertebrate. Out of 10 lakh is 9 is insect, whereas others are 1. Out of 9 you can see that the beetles, the fly, and they are there. So insect here it is, you can see that here the one pie diagram. Here insect here occupies the huge part here, whereas the vertebrate, flowering plants, and some other bryophyte, fungi, and some other organism in this. So insect diversity is the maximum. The beetles are the maximum out of insects. So here Lepidoptera, Diptera, all other organisms are there. Okay, we have seen so many organisms is there, so many different type of organisms is there, but how we can trace them? Huge number of organisms. I think I have given data about the 17 lakh, but you know that no more than that animals are there in the world. But it is very difficult to trace it out. Now what we did here, we have arranged in animals in certain groups on the basis of their certain characteristics. Okay, suppose you just it is compared as school. Suppose in school, you know that the different classes are arranged on their age group. Okay, so it means that the 16 years age group is class 11, whereas 13 years age group in class 7. Okay, so it means that we have arranged it, and from that we can get some the characteristics. From some characteristics is there which is similar, that is why we have kept in certain group. Okay, so here you can see that some characteristics. Suppose if it is asked that whether the external ear is there in animal, if I get the external ear, so it is mammals. Absent, then others, fish, bird, reptiles, amphibia. Beak and feather is there, then it is bird. So if absent, then fish, reptilia, and amphibians. Is the scale, so that the fish and the reptilia will separate, absent in amphibia. If gill is there, then in fish it is present, but in reptilia it is absent. External gill is there, then shark. Internal gill, then it is bony fish. See that on the basis of the characteristics we have kept everything. Now how we can get that? Okay, so if anyone will come and search any student of any school, then what they'll do, they'll go in the office and they'll ask for the class 7 or 7B or 8A. Then they'll go in that certain section and they'll say the name, so that they'll get that boy or girl. Here also we have arranged in such a way that we have to go also in that different categories. See that here it is categories. The kingdom is the large, all animals are covered. Now so many phylum can make that the kingdom. Then under phylum there are so many subphylum, under subphylum there are so many superclasses, under superclasses so many classes, like that. In that way, at last that it comes in genus, Homo and sapiens. In case of human being, all these things are there. It is almost your like your postal address. Suppose 7.2 billion people, that postman have to search you. So if the letter it comes, or parcel it comes from outside of India, the first here the country is written India. So it will reach to India at first, then it will reach to West Bengal, after that state, and then Purulia written. When it will reach to the West Bengal, then it will go to the Purulia. Then if it in any village is written, it will go to that village or that colony or area. When it will reach to the colony, then it will not difficult that your father's name will be written over here, and your father will give it to you. It means at last it will reach to you. So this is the process of the finding, and from that I think you can understand it's not difficult to get any parcel from the outside, even if that 7 billion people in the world. So if this systems here also it is used, any organism, it is divided in the certain characteristics, and in that way it is arranged, and show that when we have to search in this way, and if this direction is there. See that here it is the the big part is that the India is at last, but here in kingdom at first. Just it is written in a reverse way. Okay, so that is the concept of classification. Now taxonomy. Taxonomy is the science of classification of organism, is called taxonomy. Greek word taxis means sequence, and nomos means law. It means it is in according to law, according to order, it is arranged. That is taxonomy. Taxonomy has two branches. One is nomenclature. It means that to give the name to the organism, that we can understand this is that organism, and the placing of the organism into the group, that is the systematic. So today we can discuss about nomenclature. Look at the right side, something is written: Go, Hon, Hun, Inu, Subaka, Cho, Pero. Can you understand from this what it is written? It is written about one animal, but in different language. You can see that in Chinese, in Dutch, in German, in Japanese, in Russian, in Vietnam, in Spanish, all these things are written, but it is one animal. But we cannot understand. We know that animal, it's very familiar animal, but we cannot understand. So that is the limitation of the normal colloquial languages. And here the nomenclature is required, certain scientific name is required, that every country, every places, it can be same. Otherwise we face that kind of difficulties. When the scientific studies will be there, then scientific name is very essential. Now I think already you have got that it is dog. It is dog, and its scientific name is Canis familiaris. So Canis familiaris this what it will be written in every languages. If anything you search on internet, whether any languages it can be, but the scientific name will be written in that. Okay, so next day we'll discuss about the importance of the scientific name and other part of the systematics. Okay, all right, thank you.